So we are back here at CISCO at the High Tech Summit, and this time we're here with Alberto Yepes, who's the chairman for High Tech, as well as a managing partner with Trident Capital. Alberto, thank you very much for joining us. So tell us a little bit about why have you chosen to get involved with High Tech?
Well, thanks for the opportunity to talk to you and your audience. You know, what really makes me very excited about High Tech is an opportunity to give back, an opportunity to, you know, we've been very fortunate in our careers to have mentors, to have people that have helped us achieve certain level of success. And I think High Tech embodies that. We, as much as we're trying to provide a platform for professional development and interaction and collaboration among IT leaders, not only from Hispanic origins, but IT leaders in this industry, you know, one of the things that are close, dear, and near to our hearts, including mine, is we have this mentorship program. There's a pull-up and push-up programs, and where we recognize that we're trying to build a pipeline for the next leaders in our community to go fill those roles of CIOs, CEOs, CTOs, using technology to enable business transformation. In High Tech, we feel responsible and we feel very lucky to have these type of sponsors like CISCO, you know, Oracle, leaders in their respective space, CSC, Procter & Gamble. They really host us and provide us an opportunity to not only create these events for collaboration, but also identify the mentor program and the mentee program so that we can all take an active part to help upcoming leaders to have the breaks that somebody gave us when we were growing up in our respective careers. So I think High Tech is a very different organization in a sense that, you know, it promotes leadership, but also takes responsibility to creating that the pipeline of new leaders in our community. When I just graduated from school, you know, I was recruited by Apple. For me, it was a dream, you know, and I learned so much at Apple. I spent 10 years, and I changed jobs almost every 18 months because there was always someone that, and of course you need to take responsibility for your own career, but there's always enablers, there's always mentors there that really give you a chance, and sometimes you don't learn, you get outside of your comfort zone, but because you have other people that can guide you, eventually you get the breakthroughs in your career. After Apple, you know, living in the Silicon Valley, I got an opportunity to start my own company during the 90s when the internet was just starting, and didn't know what we were doing. You know, it was my wife, a bunch of friends that we started this company out of nowhere, consulting with companies like Cisco. Cisco was one of our customers. You know, Oracle was one of our customers. You know, Apple was our customer. You know, Bay Networks at the time, it was our customers, and we started doing consulting to integrate technology to the way people would publish information on the web, and that led to the creation of company that we eventually got venture capital in the 97 time frame, and eventually we almost took the company public, and the public company bought us right before going public, and it was a dream come true, right? It was one of these things like a kid from Peru immigrated to Silicon Valley, goes to school, importance of education, don't forget about that. Unless you have that, you don't get these opportunities. And then, you know, to that logical progression, almost I was the CEO of a company that got acquired by a public company for $1 billion. And then when I joined that public company and the board of directors of a public company board, which is a dream of many Latinos to be able to do that, eventually I became the CEO of the combined company. So I became the CEO of a public company. And a year later, I, you know, brought in transition leadership because the market had imploded and other things happened. I got an opportunity to work with some private equity firms in New York. They wanted me to go consolidate and create all these financial engineering. September 11 happened, the world went upside down. Long story short, I got recruited because of the success and the training that I had at Apple and the training that I had by working in these companies. I was recruited by Bain Capital to be the executive chairman of a portfolio company of theirs in New York. So it was like, wow, working with Bain, and you know, it was one of these things that again was one of these things that got on my comfort zone, but again got a lot of opportunity to learn. Eventually they convinced me to become CEO of that company, and became that, brought the company back to the Silicon Valley, brought the right engineering resources, made all the scale, and then 2 years later the company was bought by Oracle. In the whole transition with Oracle, I ended up staying 2.5 years with Oracle, being the mentor of the people that acquired, that were engineers, they basically needed to grow and build that business. And I was working for Thomas Curry, who was the number 2 person in Oracle, but I was the mentor for the team. Didn't purposely, I said, I don't want to have anybody reporting to me operationally. I want to be able to help you build this business. We acquired 3 or 4 companies while I was there, and after that was done, I said, okay, let me just fade off in the horizon and letting the people that we thought would be the right leaders to take this business to the next step. But another opportunity was afforded just because of being connected, networking, and all throughout these, I was a member of High Tech. High Tech enabled me to get to great customer buyers' needs and collaboration. And so now I'm kind of a second career in venture capital. And venture capital is about how to identify innovation and use a risk capital to create new businesses. And I'm so excited because a little bit of what I do is try to mentor entrepreneurs to become good business people and eventually create things of value and use capital as a means to support that, but also all the contacts that I have. Many high-tech members are CIOs, consumers of technology, that basically would help one of my young companies to understand whether offering their product is good. If it's good, they will buy it. So high-tech provides tremendous value for me. So coming back to the basics of high-tech, there's a great opportunity to create, a community for people to stretch themselves and take it to the next step, but not forgetting to always give back. Somebody gave us a break, gave us a chance, and this is a foundation platform to be able to get there. We need to instill role models and also instill the hope that this is possible, and we can do it.
Absolutely.
If we unite ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were having a conversation with Andre earlier, how we really kind of, complement each other very well. You're doing the tremendous work that you're doing through High Tech here and helping these individuals at the various levels in IT. And the way that it works well with us is because we want to feature successful Latinos, those successful Latino stories. It's a really nice partnership. So
well, great. Let me know
look
how.
Forward to doing more with you.
Yeah, let me know how I can help.
All right.
Thank you.
Very
Appreciate
good.
it.
Thank you so much.